Hey guys, so about a month ago, a friend of mine ripped apart his front porch. Now, the boards that he pulled off it were mostly pine, few hemlock, more importantly, untreated wood. Now, these had been on there for about 36 years, the hemlock more like 20, but the point is, they had plenty of time to get nicely worn and patinaed, perfect for making an old looking piece of furniture. If you saw my last upload, you'll know I already went and got those boards and brought them back to my place. If you haven't seen my last upload, what are you doing with your life? Nah, just kidding, but really, go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. And hey, if this is your first time joining the channel, thank you for clicking on this video. If you like what you see, drop a like down below, leave me a comment, let me know how you found the channel. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of the future content I got coming your way. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, so first things first, I laid all my boards out on the lawn to see what widths and grain patterns I had to work with. I then picked out my favorite boards for the top. I used 5 boards to make my top. I needed a total span across the front of 20 inches, so I ripped my boards to achieve that length. I ended up with 1 2-inch board, 2 3-inch boards, and 2 6-inch boards. I brought my lumber to the table saw to rip them down. So this is the top after getting that 20-inch length. I then cut all my boards to 15 inches on the chop saw to create the correct measurement for the side. Here's the top after being cut to size. I brushed all the loose dirt and splinters off the boards before lightly sanding the surfaces with 400 grit sandpaper. I sanded all the corners and edges with 100 grit to get them nice and rounded over. I used some good old Titebond too to glue up all the pieces for the top. Then I clamped it up and left it for a while. I cut 2 braces for the back side and used 1.5 inch GRK cabinet screws to fasten them on. Next comes the legs. I began by ripping 4 3-inch wide boards and 4 4-inch wide boards on the table saw. Next, I measured all my boards to 22 inches and cut them on the chop saw. I used wood glue and joined the 3 and 4-inch boards together. Since the boards were 1 inch thick, this creates a 4x4 measurement on the outside of the legs. I clamped them all up and left them to dry. Up next is the trim boards. This is how I joined the legs together and made the sides for the top compartment and bottom shelf. The top boards were 8 inches wide by 13 inches long, and the bottom ones were 3 inches wide by 13 inches long. I put a notch on the top of the legs to allow room for the braces under the top. An easier way to do this would be to simply cut the 3-inch wide boards to a shorter length before gluing them up. Now I just screwed it all together. After assembling the sides, I cut the trim boards for the front and back. The widths are the same, but now the length is 19 inches. Now to attach the top. I used 2 brass overlay hinges to join the top to the main frame of the stand. This allows access to the main compartment. I made the top shelf by ripping 2 boards, one to 7 inches wide and one to 7 3/4. Then I cut them to about 11 inches long. I made some braces from my scraps to hold the boards together and secure the shelf to the nightstand. To fill the gaps on each side of the shelf, I individually cut 4 custom fit pieces and glued them in place. After this, I put the first coat of finish on the outside. I used Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch Ultra Cover to seal the wood. I'll leave a link in the description below to the product. It is an affiliate link, so if you make a purchase, it will help the channel. For the bottom shelf, I used a different approach. Instead of making a square shelf and filling the holes, I custom fit the shelf by marking out the legs onto my shelf boards. I used the bandsaw to make the cut to get a nice clean result with no overcut. Perfect fit. I put 1 brace in the middle and 4 braces along the outside, similar to the other shelf. And here's the fully assembled nightstand. Since this is a rustic wood project and I was aiming for an aged look, I want to darken all the freshly sawn ends. I did this by making my own stain, mixing steel wool and white vinegar. After letting that set a couple of days, I applied it to the wood. At first, it doesn't seem to do anything, but after half an hour or so, the wood gets gray and looking like it's been well weathered. The very last thing I did, aside from applying more finish, was to drill a hole in the back to allow for cords to go into the main compartment. This way I can have my phone charger and camera battery chargers inside without any cords showing. Okay, I was just admiring that computer screen back there. Anyways, if you liked the video, I hope you give it a thumbs up. Thanks for sticking around. And until next time, I hope you'll stay creative, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.